Now let's start with binary search tree. So till now we have defined binary tree, and now we are going to convert this binary tree to binary search tree. So everything that we define for binary tree is going to remain constant, but only extra thing that we are going to add is something called binary search tree property. And what is this property? Okay, so we are going to say that if I look at any particular node in my tree, let's say I'm talking about root, okay, and the value content in root, it's say value v r, okay, it's root, so value is vr. So we are saying that the values that are present in the left subtree of my root, okay, left subtree of my root, and set of values which are present in the right subtree of my root. So there should be some relation with this value. Okay, so what I expect is that any value let's call it VL, that belongs to my left subtree of the node. Okay, this value should be such that this VL is less than or equal to VR. Okay, and then any value similarly, let's call it VRT, the right, that belongs to the right subtree of my root, should be such that this VRT should be greater than or equal to the value. Okay, and this is true not just for the root but for any node in my tree. Okay, that's my binary search tree property. So if I look at a node, I know that all the values to one side are greater than or equal, and all the values to the other side are less than or equal. Okay, that's my binary search tree property. So when we build our binary search tree, it will be similar to binary tree, but we have to take care of maintaining the binary search tree property. Okay, so similarly, when we delete nodes from our binary search tree, we have to ensure that we maintain the binary search tree property. Okay, and let's try to remind ourselves which were the operations that we defined for binary tree as an abstract data type. So if you remember, we had defined these operations for our binary tree. Okay, so we were creating new, so we'll still create a new binary search tree. Okay, and first let's ask question, will we require any changes in the node? Okay, so just like binary tree node, we will have binary search tree node, and let's ask question, do we really need anything new here? And we don't really need anything new. Okay, we are still going to store a value or any data, and we'll keep track of left, right, and parent. So we'll still use our binary tree node. Okay, so let's have this binary search tree as abstract data type, and we'll say that we will have the binary tree node pointer, okay, that points to the root. So as far as the data is concerned, there is no difference as compared to the binary tree. Okay, it's still the same thing. Okay, but the difference will be how we organize our nodes. Okay, so let's talk about first operation on our binary search tree, which is create new. So if I'm going to create an empty binary search tree, there is nothing new required. So I create new binary search tree as an empty tree. So I would say that my root is equal to null, so that's fine, so no changes required. And then whenever I add a particular node to my binary search tree, that would be the add thing. Okay, so in case of binary tree, we had two things, right? We said three things. We said add first node, add as left child, and add as right child. But now in case of binary search tree, we don't really have that freedom. Okay, we can't really ask where our node should go, because that will depend on the binary search tree property. So all we can do is say that add a particular node to my binary search tree. Okay, so I'll give you the address of the node and you are supposed to add it. So we'll go through it. Okay, and then we had the various traversals after building the tree. So those traversals would remain the same. Okay, so I would have pre-order, in order, post order, and the level wise traversals of my tree. Okay, all of them remain the same, there is no difference. But one thing that we did not do in case of the simple binary tree was that we never talked really about deletion of the element. Okay, because it was not clear what should happen if I delete some element. Okay, so think about it here. In this binary tree, if I delete a leaf node, it's fine how to delete it. If I delete a node that has a single child, still I can handle it. But if I want to delete a node with 2 children, in case of a binary tree, it's not clear what should happen. Okay, so the user needs to specify what to do in that case. So we never defined really what should happen in case of a binary tree for deletion. So now let's define also the deletion in case of the binary tree. So along with add, we would have the delete operation, and I will give you a particular value to search in my binary tree, and you would delete the node corresponding to that value. And if you have deletion, you also need the search. Okay, so we'll have also a search operation on our binary search tree, and it takes as input a particular value, and we'll go and search for that value in our binary search tree. And the promise we will make is that we'll find you some node. Okay, if there are multiple copies of the node, we'll find you some node that has that particular value and return it. Okay. And then we'll see what is the space requirement and what is the time requirement of each of these operations, and then we'll find out there are some limitations of binary search tree, and then we will move forward with height balanced search trees, but that depends on how much time is left in the course. But if we have time, then from binary search tree we will move on to AVL tree, and then we'll move on to B trees and so on. Okay, so now let's start with binary search tree, and let's start with the adding operation.